Yeah. Yo, I'm back. The number one G. Here we go. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered a replacement for any legal, health, tax, financial, doctor, or any professional advice.
Any talking points or
What's up, everybody? Whatever you want to talk about, brother. So today we have a very special guest with me, Mr. Kable Record. And this man, he's a little bit of a genius here. He's got a book, he's got an AI company, he's got a restaurant, right?
Mhm.
And he's got a construction company. He's an all-around entrepreneur, business owner. He could do it all. I've seen him build the shelves back in the day for a church, and that was awesome. I was impressed just by even that. I was like, oh my God, he was just cutting them boards up and putting them up like they were Legos, man. I remember that's how I first met you. So, but thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for coming today. It's an honor, it's a pleasure, and great things to come for you. I believe that. So, but yeah, man. So what's been going on with you? So tell everybody your businesses, because you got a whole bunch of them. What are you excited about right now?
Well, first, thanks for that intro. That was nice. Yeah, we're a general contractor, so we got our construction business, family business. Me and my brother, my dad are all equal partners. We got a manufactured home dealership. So we're a dealership and we're an installer, which ironically are two different licenses. Like I can't actually install a manufactured home as a general contractor, so I have to get a license to install them.
Oh, okay.
We have a franchise in a Playa Bowls, Acai Bowl Shop. Okay. They're a pretty new brand. They're big on the East Coast and moving out here west. We were looking for a way to expand and allow room for me and my brother's 8 kids to grow into the business with us like we did with our parents.
Yeah.
And we didn't want a bigger construction company. And because with enough room for them to like grow up and be like management in the business, there just isn't enough room in a construction company, not the size we want to run.
Yeah.
So a restaurant allows us to have multiple locations. We have quite a few here in the West Valley that we're slated to open up, and each one of them can work there, eventually hopefully own their own and get into the business with us. So that'd be great. I wrote my book last year. It started as a list of rules for my 18-year-old and evolved into more.
So this is this book right here.
Yeah. 4th generation formula, it evolved into more because a list of rules for an 18-year-old was really dry and there wasn't much love there. And so I started researching what I could do and learning how to write, because I'm not a writer. I never wrote a book in my life.
Yeah.
And basically storytelling is what it all comes down to. So what it ended up being is all the major stories from my life that led to the things that I learned to become who I am today.
Okay.
Right. And it talks about how to transfer successfully all the things to the next generation. Only 3% of businesses make it to the 4th generation, and my kids are the 4th generation. So I'm looking to successfully transfer everything that I know to them so that they'll be successful in life, also. Okay. That's my book, and then recently, most recently.
So 4th generation means your 4th generation children or 4th generation wealth, or what?
Yeah, the 4th generation, right? I started with my grandpa. I used to work with my grandpa. Then my dad built it out. Then he brought us in as partners, right? And as a 3rd generation, and we took that construction company. It was a concrete company.
Okay.
We became general contractors. Then we've since opened 2 more businesses altogether, right? So now we're general contractor, a manufactured home dealership, and a quick serve restaurant franchisee. So by bringing us in, we brought all the energy that he was not wanting to put into it.
Yeah.
And that's the way God intended it. Like, you're supposed to be like, generations are supposed to work together. The grandparents are supposed to feed into the grandkids, right? And so by him bringing us in, like, we were able to, instead of going out into the world and just starting over and from fresh, like, we worked into the family business, and we weren't given anything, like, we earned it, but we turned that into something. And I'm looking for my kids to be able to do the same thing. I can only give them the opportunity. We'll see which ones come on board. Like, one of my sons is about to sign up to be a Navy SEAL with the Navy. So you never know where they're going to go, but I wanted to make sure the opportunity was there.
Man, Navy SEAL, that's tough, man.
Yeah, we'll have to get into that. My most recent endeavor is a AI operating system. It's Osqr, OSQR, because it's easier to register that name over the typical Osqr spelling. Like, you can't get Osqr.com, but Osqr.ai, Osqr.ai, and what it is it's all the solutions that I wished AI already had for the problems that I have. Right.
And you built this system from scratch.
Yeah, I had to learn how to build it too.
Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, I'm familiar with software. I took Code Academy like 15 years ago for a year and like learned about HTML and CSS. But so I can look at like HTML and some code and understand like the basics, but I can't write it.
Yeah.
Well, today the tools exist that I don't have to be a software developer and actually know how to write code. I just have to be able to understand what I want to build. And the tools exist to build that for me.
Yeah.
So if I'm good at anything, it is at building and understanding how pieces fit together and seeing the big picture, right? Like, there's two types of people. There's the person laying the bricks, and there's the person building the cathedral. And I've always been able to see the cathedral and understand what I'm doing, not just, well, I got to put this brick down, right?
Yeah.
And so
you're a visionary.
Yeah, I'm good at that vision. That's what makes me a general contractor. I can show up on a job site, and I can see all the steps required to get there, and I can line everybody up, and I can get everybody efficiently doing the right thing, right? I mean, that's how I've landed where I land and why we do construction. It's what I enjoy and what I'm good at.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, when I applied that to software, now that the tools exist that I'm not actually writing the code myself, I was able to build pretty much whatever I wanted and what I could envision, right? I started last year. I hired a developer. I paid him $50,000 to build me an app called Voice Quote. And the idea is that you can speak all the things you want to be on your proposal into your phone. And it turns it into a proposal. So after, I don't know, like 15 weeks and $50,000, we sat down for lunch, and it was going to be another 6 or 8, 10 weeks. He didn't know, and maybe it would be done. And I was paying $4,000 a week. So whatever the timeline, the exact weeks, I don't remember exactly, but I was paying him $4,000 a week. I was like, all right, let's stop.
Come on.
And that was a little, that was a bummer, because I was writing my book at that time and thought I was going to be able to develop this software, and I didn't get anything from it. So then let's fast forward. Now I'm at the end of my book, and I'm realizing I have to be a coach because basically I have all these things that I can help people with, right, in my book written down.
Yeah.
And then the next evolution of that is to coach people on those things. And I didn't want to be a coach. Like, I don't want to coach people. I don't want to be the guy that has to show up with the right energy every week and say, hey, this is what you should do, and be excited. And I like helping people, but I didn't want to be the actual coach.
Yeah.
And so I started thinking about what I could do instead. And I had spent the year in Dan Martell's coaching, like elite business coaching program.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I should build software. And so I'm mixing this up a little bit. I'm gonna reorganize it for you a little bit. Sorry. I needed to build a website first for my book. and
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do it. So I tried to hire another developer to do it for me. And finally, finally he was like, look, what you want to do, I don't really know how to do that. Use this instead. So he set me up with a program, and then that allowed me to build my own website.
Yeah.
And man, it sucked. It was really hard. It was
You
such
said it
it was
sucked.
such a ridiculous learning curve. Like my head hurt, but I got the website built, right? And then
Yeah.
I realized now I'm thinking about being a coach, and I'm like, well, I don't want to be a coach. Like, I should build a software that is the coach. And I realized that if I can build a website, then I can build a web app.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I started building Osqr. And that's
Okay.
where Osqr started as to be the coach. Now,
Okay.
one of the problems with
So-
go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So you built Osqr to be the coach but it's for a variety of things or for a specific thing.
Well,
It
so
started off for a specific thing.
it
and then
started
just
off for
became-
a specific thing, but I'm like, ooh, I could build that. I like that. Let's build that. And then I was like,
Mm.
oh, that's really cool. Like, what if it did this? And then I built that. And then I'm like, oh, well, what if I could do this? And I built that. Right. Today it's 1.5 million lines of code. It's gigantic, and it does everything. It can do. So I built my own voice quote, right? So there's voice quote inside of Osqr now.
Okay.
And he's a virtual assistant. He can check your emails, modify your calendar, text people and say, hey, there's a conflict in the schedule. He can't meet you next week. Like, here's the other days that are open.
Okay.
Okay. He'll send you a text. Hey, this is where you're at. And like, I made these changes for you. You can talk to him in the web app and talk about whatever you want. He can index any document you want, which it's even a little bit complicated for me, but basically what it does is it analyzes and chunks everything, splits it up into like let's call it all these nodes, and then understands how every single one connects to every other one. So when you have a question, hey,
Okay.
what did I say last month in the report, or do I have anything that relates to this subject? He'll instantly find the ones that are connected to that to the best, and then give you that result.
Okay. That's crazy.
I mean, I have a estimating software built into it where you can upload your. I actually. Anyways, there's a lot. There's a lot.
It
Like,
sounds like a lot.
the main features that I have today, and like,
in my mind, I'm like, okay, how can I use them? How can I? So that's you're talking about all these applications that it's doing. I'm like, okay, I know I can use them for something, and I'm trying to think like in my head, like, okay, what can I use them for?
Well, there's three main things that I'm pushing now, right? So some of the things I'm like, all right, look, I have way too many things on my plate. I actually cut them off, and I just deny access, right? So you can't get to them anymore. Like the estimating software, it's really built out, but it's not completely polished. So I don't want to sell it, and I don't want to spend the time on it. So I just kind of put it on the back burner.
Okay.
But the pieces that are ready and that relate to my book is I built the plugin marketplace, right? So what it is any person with a skill or a book or some kind of thing that they have that they already sell or they want to sell to other people, they can bottle it up as a plugin and then put it on the marketplace that's inside of Osqr and then sell it to other people. So inside of Osqr, it's a regular chat like you would be used to with ChatGPT or Claude.
Yeah.
And then you can ask him questions. You can do whatever you want, just like everybody's familiar doing with ChatGPT.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can go to the plugin marketplace, purchase a plugin, and then when you have that chat, that plugin is loaded, and now he's an expert in that thing. So AI is good to about 70 or 80% generally, but the last 20 to 30%, it falls off on. Like, it's not an expert like you can get in a person. That number is getting smaller and smaller every year, and it eventually go away.
Yeah.
But he's not an expert at the 4th generation formula, right? And all the things that are in it. He's not an expert at, like, say, some YouTuber that has this system that they sell. And so any of those people, and that's what I'm marketing it to, can take their system or method that they already sell, and it's all automated in Osqr. Like, it's a full build program where basically Osqr does it all for you.
Yeah.
You can just select your YouTube channel, and then he'll pull all your transcripts from every video that you've ever done, and then build a plugin based off of those for you. So that's like one of the main features that I'm pushing now, because I do an 80-20 split. Any creator gets 80% of whatever they produce, right? And the 20% basically is hopefully enough to cover my cost. We'll see how that does over the years, but the more I can enable other people to make money with something that they're already selling, especially, then the faster the adoption will be. I'm not trying to make any money on their plugin. I'm looking to make money on people signing up and using Osqr.
Yeah.
Welcome to the future of health and coffee with Let's Fly Mushroom Coffee Blast. Packed with lion's mane and chaga mushrooms, it's sure to optimize healthy body function and boost your energy. Need focus? We've got you covered. Looking for more health benefits? Chaga and lion's mane mushrooms combined with our coffee has tons of them, like fortifies your immunity, promotes gut health, balances blood sugar levels, and even enhances skin health. With the power of lion's mane and chaga mushrooms, this coffee is not just a drink, it's a wellness revolution blast. Experience powerful antioxidant support with every sip. Get ready to blast off with Let's Fly Mushroom Coffee Blast from Let's Fly Products.
So it's, you said it's an 80-20. So for anybody that signs up, what are they looking at price range
for plugins?
Yeah, for just to use it, just to play with it.
So Osqr, right now I have the starting plans. Well, there's a free plan you can use, and it gives you some access.
Nice.
But then the starter is at $20.
Okay.
I have founder pricing still, so there's still some spots left for founder pricing. And then they'll go up, but there's $20 for starter. It's $59 for a pro, and then operator is $150 a month.
Nice. Okay. But people can mess with it a little bit and see for free for a little bit, or $20.
Yeah. Here's something that most people don't know. They don't realize that when they're on the free plan, that the model they're getting access to is really dumb.
Yeah.
Now it's still good at answers, but they don't understand what they're missing by not having a paid account.
Yeah.
Right. And even the lowest tier, you immediately jump up to a reasonable model. But there's a significant difference. I mean, I'm building out, like, I run Claude Pro Max. It's $250 a month, and to do everything I'm doing, and you get all the latest models, there's a big difference, right? And I have all those built into Osqr.
Okay. Man, that's interesting.
That's interesting. Here's another feature I have. I have what's called, I have counsel, right? What counsel is, and you'll have to just try it out sometime.
Yeah.
So counsel mode is what I think the best answer that AI can produce, right? It's what I believe is the best AI answer. When you ask the counsel a question, it sends that question out to Claude, GPT, Gemini, and Grok.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Then
from Osqr.
From you, right?
Okay.
So on that screen, you see all 4 AI models side by side.
Okay.
When you ask a question, all 4 of them stream their answer side by side at the same time. Yeah. And you can see some are faster than others. Some have better answers. Some are more articulate. And it's all the top tier models too, like the best of each brand, like each company. Then in between each round, Osqr acts as a clerk. So he'll go out into the internet. He'll pull web searches, whatever it is that they need, and then he'll bring that data back. And then they do another round. The second round, they all deliberate on what the other AIs said.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to push back on what Gemini said, but I agree with Claude, right? Like whatever it is.
Yeah.
Then there's another in between round where Osqr gets any more information that they might need. And then there's a third final round where they all come up to their own final conclusion based on what they came up with, where they changed their mind, and what the other AI said. And then when they're all 4 of them are done, there's one final synthesis round that Osqr does, where he brings all that into one big answer, like one final answer.
Yeah.
So when you're like, you got all these things you're trying to figure out, like I'm thinking about quitting my job, but my house, I got to pay for my house, and like these complex things.
Yeah.
it's the best that AI can come up with because it's spread out over all 4 models. And one of the things that Osqr has that with this that say GPT will never do, they're never gonna put their competitors side by side on the same screen.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I can use any AI I want inside of Osqr.
Yeah.
And so I can show all 4 competitors.
Yeah.
Then I have a
Oh, that's
forge
brilliant.
mode, which is 2 side by side, right? And it's just a single quick answer, but which is great for like those medium questions where you're like, I want a second opinion, right? And I used to manually copy and paste between AIs
Yeah.
and back and forth, this whole long thing. And by doing that, though, I kind of discovered the sweet spot, and then I built that into Osqr.
Nice, man. Nice, man. So that's like having multiple AIs, and
Yeah,
you
you
can
get
kind of,
multiple AIs.
yeah. No, that's pretty cool. And you call that council. That
Yeah.
makes sense, man. That makes sense. It's like a whole council that's working for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, that's pretty crazy, man. So what drives you, man? I mean, you got all these companies. What do you think? What drives you? Just your family? Is it making sure that they're taken care of when you're gone? I mean, what's the drive for all this success that you're accomplishing?
Family. It always comes down to family.
Yeah,
you know, like none of it matters without family. But beyond that, I just enjoy building, and I enjoy business. You know, I don't really have any hobbies. I like golfing, but I never golf.
Yeah.
I don't watch like sports. You know, I'm not a sports guy.
Yeah.
My wife makes me watch football during the season, like watch the Cardinals. But
wait. So her team is the Cardinals?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's our home team. You know,
Yeah,
you can't root for somebody else. And we've always lived in Arizona.
Yeah.
So, you know, she
That's
makes
funny,
me watch
man.
all the
She
games
makes-
during the season. But if she didn't, I would never turn on a sports game. You know, I just don't care. But I do like business. I really enjoy business. You know, and it is my hobby. It's what I like doing. I get really into it when I'm building something. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if we can get into all the medical stuff I did last year, like cleaning up my dental health and everything.
Mhm.
But I did a lot last year. Like once I got all the toxins out of my head.
Yeah, I saw you were working out and stuff like that, where you know, you were trying to get like really fit and all that stuff, right? I saw a couple videos that you put out there.
Yeah, I want to see how many muscle ups I could get to. Last year I got to 5. I could do 5 in a row.
5 pull-ups?
Muscle ups.
What are muscle ups?
That's a pull up that you continue on into a dip, like a press.
Oh, so that's the pull up, and then you
all in one smooth motion.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I would break my shoulder, man, if I tried that. God,
Well,
I could do pull-ups. I never done muscle ups.
Yeah, I like having like a movement that's a hard movement to get to.
Yeah.
Right. And then I focus on that movement at the gym, not by doing it, by breaking it down and doing all the pieces it takes to do it.
Yeah.
You know, I do different moves that strengthen different pieces of that movement until I can finally do it. I think once you get to 20 pull-ups, that's about the time that you can do a reasonable muscle up.
20 pull-ups.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll strive for that, man. I'll strive for that. I'm trying to get you know, I'm getting older, obviously, and it gets harder, man. Like it like, bro, I remember being younger and I can lose 5-10 pounds easily, you know, of fat and gain muscle. And now it's like it's really hard to keep the muscle. and it's so easy to lose the muscle and gain the fat.
I hear
Like
you.
just one day of being bad, going out and eating all kinds of chips and everything, like I'll gain like a couple pounds of fat and lost like a couple pounds of muscle. And then I don't understand it. Like, bro, like I worked all this week and I have one cheat day and it like messes me up. And so, but yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, you know, I do vitamins, I do supplements, you know, and things like that. So keep my mental agility and things of that. I feel great. Like I feel great.
Have you cut out seed oils yet?
I've cut out a lot of things. I can't say that by what kind. Like what are you talking about?
Palm oil, you know, I mean there's all the seed oils.
No, we don't do none of that. So even for our coffee creamer,
you eat out?
yeah.
Then you eat seed oils.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Breads,
you know
it's in
what-
everything.
you know
Like
what's
every
messed up?
piece of bread, you got to
Yeah.
buy seed oil free bread. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what's messed up is that Chick-fil-A, man. I like Chick-fil-A, and hopefully I don't get sued for this, but I like Chick-fil-A, but man, their chicken is bad too, dude. It's not good for you. Like, and that's like they're really good, but it's not. They're like everybody uses the same processed chicken and steroid injected chicken.
Mm-hmm.
All these restaurants do. That is not good for you, man. And so a long time ago, I quit eating McDonald's, Burger King, all those things.
Yeah,
You
the
know.
really low end brands.
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, dude.
I get
And
sick when I eat those, which I
yeah,
haven't in I don't even know how long, but
yeah. And so I stopped doing that. But then I thought Chick-fil-A, it was chicken, you know. But man, I started reading the ingredients. I started looking into it. I was like, oh, dude, this is bad for you. They're my Christian brothers, man. Like, what happened here, dude? But yeah, man, it's not good for you. But yeah, we cut out a lot. But yeah, there's still progress I need to do.
I mean, some
Definitely.
boroughs is about the only place we eat out anymore, and we don't eat there much because they don't have seed oils,
Yeah,
and I don't eat any chicken there. I don't look super hard at them because it's like one of the last places we can eat out here in the
Yeah.
West Valley.
yeah,
I probably, if I look too hard, I'd find something I wouldn't like.
yeah.
But like I don't eat any seed oils anymore, and I don't wear sunscreen lotion anymore. I don't get burned.
Yeah.
Right. So people didn't used to get burned before seed oils, but
Yeah.
we're generations past that, and people don't realize it anymore. When you don't eat seed oils, you don't get sunburned.
Hmm.
So I mean, I don't know if you have trouble with sunburn, but I get sunburn if I'm out in the sun, and now I have more sun. I mean, I'll be in the sun all day long. I'll get
Yeah.
red, like,
Yeah.
but not burnt.
Yeah. Now I don't really get burnt. I can't even tell you the last time I got burnt. I'll get red. Like all this morning, I was out in the sun, uh, doing some mechanics and stuff. But
Well,
yeah.
last February, my wife was getting a bunch of dental work done, and I found out that there's something called a cavitation. It usually happens when you have your wisdom teeth removed, which I did, at like freshman year of high school when I had my braces, and so I had all 4 wisdom teeth removed.
Mhm.
Generally, it happens from that, and what it is it's a rotten section of your jawbone, and it's as bad as it sounds. And you can look up images of it, and it's a whole section in the inside of your jawbone that's rotten, and it's a low grade infection that your body can't fix because there's not enough blood flow. So for 30 years, basically, I had a low grade infection in my jaw and
Oh, wow.
both sides of my lower jaw. And what that does is it causes all kinds of secondary issues, that all the things that people get to where they're like, I don't know what is this, what's this cause from? Maybe eczema or blotching on their face, or people
Yeah.
have brain issues, like it spreads, like toxins spread, into your eyes, your ears. People have all kinds of weird issues that they don't know how to trace them down. And usually it's because they have a cavitation in their jaw.
Mm.
So
Never even heard of that, man.
yeah, very few people have. It's you got to go to the right dentist,
Yeah.
right? Most dentists and their schools don't even teach about it. Anyways, root canals, like we're cleaning up my wife's teeth, and then what I found out is the bacteria that's associated with that cavitation is found in, I think it was 99% of Alzheimer's patients.
Mm.
I'm
Okay.
like, oh nope, I'm out. Like, and so
Yeah.
I think I had it cleaned out 2 weeks later, because I was
Yeah.
like, hey, let me get in there while you're there. My wife was already scheduled.
Yeah.
Let me just do mine at the same time. And so they scooped it out. Mine was like almost the size of my entire jaw,
Hmm.
and got rid of that. So I did that, and I did a detox program with Dr. Pompa. And I don't know how to describe it really, but like it was like a cloud that was around my head, and it had taken so long for it to develop that I thought it was just normal and I was used to
Hmm.
it. So almost instantly, like days, basically by the time I like recovered from that anesthesia and like
Yeah.
was normal, it was gone. I couldn't remember people's names. I couldn't remember the 6-digit code that you get from looking at it to switching screens to the next screen. I'd always already forget.
Yeah.
I would be talking about people and not know anyone's names. Like any TV show I'd watch, I never know whose names there are. Like, I had a full academic scholarship to ASU. I
Yeah.
was like 7th out of 500 people graduating. Like, I was really smart. Academics were always easy. And I had like slowly gotten to the point where I just felt dumb, and all that went away at the same time. Right. And at the same time, I joined Dan Martell's elite business coaching program. Realized I needed to build software. So I built software. I wrote a book, and I started a Playa Bowls franchise, and I built a Playa Bowls. Right. So I had to learn how to operate a Playa Bowls, and I had to learn how to build one.
Yeah.
As a GC, I don't know, I never built a Playa Bowls before. Like, every piece is custom. And I mean, I got a big truckload of pile of wood, and I had to turn that into a store. Right. So it's all like stuff that you have to do as a general contractor. Turn all this into a store that people want to go into.
Yeah.
And I did all that at the same time. And there's no way I could have done that last year, the year before, before I had that surgery done, and got all that toxins out of my body. I wasn't capable of it before. So,
oh, wow.
that's
Crazy.
That's why I've had so much output.
Yeah.
Since then, is because I cleaned all that up.
That sounds the same thing that happened to me when I started taking lion's mane. Like, my mind just cleared up. I was able to like, I can't explain it. The only thing I can explain to people is once I started taking lion's mane, and this was a little bit after COVID, I just became like the 25-year-old again.
Yeah.
I was like ready to go. My mind was like bright. I was able to do more like beats. I made more music. Everything was just coming. I was remembering things clear, and things like that. And I was just sharp, you know what I'm saying? And so I always take it now, but that's kind of like what you're saying, but in a different sense. I had never heard about, you said your wisdom teeth. That's crazy.
Yeah. Did you get yours taken out, or do you have them still?
No, I've never got anything. I'm missing a tooth back here.
Okay.
But that's when I was little. But other than that, all my teeth are still in there.
You got to go to a biological dentist to even.
That is crazy.
To be able to find them.
Yeah. Did they? So they had to do a research to make sure like that needed to be done, or how did you?
On me?
Yeah.
I went in and got a scan.
Okay.
Like, hey, do the scan. It's a special scan that like a regular X-ray machine can't see.
Yeah. That was going to be my next question, because like, how did they catch that?
Yeah, I went to the biological dentist that I found here in Arizona. Maybe there's another one that I didn't find, and they actually had a pretty mediocre scan. Like, you could barely see it.
Yeah.
So I went to the dentist that my wife went to in California, which is Dr. Ben. He's amazing. And they actually had a really the better machine and could get a real image of it.
Wow. That's crazy. That's insane, dude. I'd never even heard of that, brother. So that's insane.
I know, it's crazy. Most people haven't.
Yeah, dude. That's crazy.
And it's, filling people's bodies with toxins.
Let's look at the impressive health benefits of chaga mushrooms. They're packed with nutrients known to boost energy and fight fatigue. Rich in antioxidants, they fortify the immune system. Chaga mushrooms are a natural source of vitamins and minerals like B complex, potassium, magnesium, calcium, and zinc. These help in various bodily functions. They contain compounds that aid blood sugar and support the liver, strengthen your skin health, and slow down aging. So what are you waiting for? Get your chaga mushroom supplement today from letsflyproducts.com.
Yeah, so Alzheimer's, man, I was always worried about Alzheimer's since you mentioned it, because I don't get much sleep. I'm pretty sure. Do you get a lot of sleep?
Oh yeah.
No, that's crazy. A lot of people that are very high in different businesses and stuff don't seem to get that much sleep. I've always been a guy that sleeps about 4 to 5 hours.
Because that's all your body will do.
Yeah, normal 5 hours. For me to get like a full sleep, like say I slept in like this is once in a great while, it's like 7 hours.
Wow.
And but I function. So so for me, because studies show that Alzheimer's, if you don't sleep that much and sleep deprived and stuff, as you get older, that can, it's signs of it or stuff like that. And so I was always a little worried about that, but and when I found lion's mane, I started taking that, and that fights against Alzheimer's, from researchers that I found and stuff. And but I feel great. Like I don't, it's crazy because a lot of people, like, they're like, oh, I feel old. I feel good, man. Like I really literally feel good. Now I know that I can't do the things that I used to do, but sometimes my mind will say, like, to my body, like, yeah, you could do that. Like you, and I'm like, yeah, I can, and they're like, so like right now I got like a shoulder injury
Okay.
because, going in the weights and stuff. And then I'm like, oh yeah, push yourself. And then I'm back to square one now. I can barely lift a little bit. But other than that, man, uh, I feel good. I mean, it's crazy, man. But
Well, people underestimate sleep. They don't realize how important it is, and they think, "Oh, I'm a high performer. I'm doing all these things, and so I'm doing the right thing. I'm sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night, and like I'm getting more done." They don't realize that they're just hurting themselves. And
yeah,
I mean, what's it all for if you just end up old and wore out and broken? I mean, your body needs sleep. It's important.
I definitely think that, and especially like if you're working out and stuff, or if you work construction stuff like that. I mean, your body needs that rest to recover, right? And so, but I've always been a guy that just doesn't get that much sleep, man. I just
You ever do like there's an Aura ring? It's like a fitness tracker. There's
no.
a few other ones. There's bands that go on your arm.
Yeah,
I did the Aura ring. So it's a
Okay.
ring that you wear on your finger. It tracks your sleep, your heart rate, your all kinds of metrics. And I wore that for, I don't know, 6 months. It was cool. I didn't wear it forever. Like once I learned what I needed to learn from it, I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
The main thing I learned, because what it did is it would track your sleep, and it would basically score you. Going to sleep at the same time and every night is super important, right?
Yeah.
Having that schedule that your body follows. When you get outside of that, like, your sleep quality goes way down. So when you go to bed, not necessarily when you wake up, like, it's more important to go on to bed on time than it is to wake up, like, whatever, like, set an
So
alarm.
you have a schedule.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I try to be
Okay.
in bed at 8:30, but usually by the time the kids and everybody's doing, like, sometimes it's 9, but
Yeah.
and then I usually get between 7 and 8. I mean, I'm up
Okay.
at like 4 or 5 usually, and um getting started. I like working in the morning. Building
Yeah.
Osqr, I would wake up at 2 and work till like 6. If I had other things going on, like I'll help my brother build stuff, and I'll go in and help him. So I might go in and pour concrete that day, and then I would come back home and then continue working on Osqr. And then by 5 o'clock, I would always just shut it off. If I was still working at 5, I would just finally stop.
Yeah.
Because without my wife, I think I would literally just work all day, every day, like, without stopping. Like, I don't have anything in me is like, oh, I want to stop. Like, I would just
Yeah.
continue working until 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. And then I
Yeah.
would be like, all right, I got to sleep. And I would get up and I would just start working again.
Yeah.
It's like, so
Are you-
without my wife, without her, I actually just default to just working all day, every day.
Yeah. Are you so I'm a type of guy where if I start something, I have to finish it. And it bugs me until I finish it.
Yes.
It will drive me nuts. So there's been plenty of times that I'm working on stuff and I will just work overtime till I finally get it done. Is that the type of person you are?
Absolutely. Even if it's a movie and I've seen the movie, I have to finish it. I have to know what happens.
Yeah.
The problem I have the most trouble with is when it's an unresolved solution, right? Like something unresolved. So if I can handle it, if I know how to fix the problem,
Yeah.
but when I don't know how to fix the problem and the problem still exists,
Yeah.
I can't like, all of my focus is just stuck on there, and I can't relax or enjoy myself until I've solved that problem. I don't necessarily have to be finished with whatever it's going to take, right? It might be like my excavator patent, like it might be that I still have to weld it together and like build it. But once I figure it out, like, oh, I'm going to do it like this, then I could relax. I could enjoy the rest of the build. But when it's unresolved, that I really don't like that.
Yeah. It drives me nuts, man. And so like I will lose all kinds of sleep until I get the job done. And I just I've always been that type of person. So like I've built websites, I've built I've done music videos for other artists and music I've recorded and all those things, um and then when I wrote my book, and then the coloring book that me and my wife did together, right? It was just like, okay, I'm on it. But I'm very uh I don't think I'm a great multitasker.
Okay.
Like I'm like blinders. And so much that sometimes I don't look around. And so that's one thing that God had to deal with me. It's like, hey, look around, enjoy the blessings.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, I'm focused on the goal. I got blinders on. I'm like, no, this is the goal. I'm not stopping until it's done. And so much that, dude, I can go, like, if my wife gives me a task to go to the store, and I'm like, okay, if she tells me, hey, it's on aisle 6 at the very end on the left side, I'm like, okay, I'll walk in there. And if you're right there, I'll pass right by you, not even see you, dude. I've done that to people that I know. They're like, hey, because I'm just like, okay, this is the goal.
Yeah.
And then I got to get back home to do this or that. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes like God has to be like, hey, David, there's blessings around you. Like say hi to people, like, like look around or take time to enjoy the little blessings,
Sure.
and stuff like that. That's why for me, driving is a blessing, because I get to look at the mountains and the sky and just like, God, man, you created this beautiful painting, and it's beautiful. And so it just takes time, but I'm very blinders a lot of times. And I could be it's not so much mean, intentionally being mean, but I can kind of be mean.
Sure.
Because I'm not paying attention to anybody.
So when you say multitasking, I know what you're saying. They've done studies where people actually most people can't multitask at all. And they're like, oh, I'm good at multitasking.
Yeah.
What they're good at is running multiple threads. I'm actually good at that. So I can have many things going on at the same time, and I can keep track of them all, and I can be doing, because I might be working with my brother on a proposal, and then I might be like, writing on my book, and then building Osqr, and working with the patent lawyer, like whatever it is. I got all these threads going at the same time. I'm good at picking that thread back up and then taking whatever the next step is, and then sending it off and then moving on to the next one. I mean, that's what enabled me to build so quickly in Osqr, is because I would have, like, on a browser. So I use a program and it'll have basically multiple windows, like a browser would.
Yeah.
I can have 10 to 15 windows open, all working simultaneously on their own piece, and keep up with them all. Right. And each thread, and I'll just go back, and I can, like, towards the end of the day, I start having like a hard time keeping up with them as my brain like just wears out. I'm like, all right, I can feel it. I'm like, all right, I'm at my capacity for the day. Like, I'm going to shut it off. But especially when in the morning, or like when I wake up at 2 and work, like I can multitask on all those threads at the same time and build out all those pieces simultaneously.
So let's talk about that, because what does a typical day for you look like? Because since you have these different businesses, are you going to all of them in one day, or do you spread it out? Like you do one day here, one day here, or how do you keep track out of all these businesses?
Well, so, it's me, my brother, and my dad. We're all equal partners in all 3 businesses that we have together.
Okay.
And the reason we started a third is because there's 3 of us. So my dad is the main person at Record Homes and our manufacturer dealership. My brother runs Record Construction, which is our GC company. And then I run Playa Bowls.
Nice. Okay.
Right. So I don't have to understand everything that's happening day to day in either one of those other 2 companies.
Yeah.
I just have to jump in and help. So
Yeah.
they both run them themselves. So I don't have to run them. Now I'll show up, and like last week we built some bin walls for a factory. You know, they're 2 foot thick with railroad iron every 4 feet for loaders to scoop against, right? We built out the whole wall. So I'll jump in and I'll help my brother think through the job, and we'll build it together, and we'll execute that job together.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to spend the time corresponding and scheduling or ordering concrete or doing all of those other things. My brother took care of that.
Yeah.
And he also didn't have to worry about like our AC that went out at our Buckeye store, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I was there trying to keep the place cool and working with the AC contractors. And so that's how we run those 3 companies.
Yeah.
Then on my side stuff, like my Osqr company, my book, my patent, I just run those in parallel whenever I have time. So I take care of whatever needs to be done in those 3 companies, and then whatever extra time I have, I devote to those.
Yeah.
So that's why I was waking up at 2 a.m, because I was busy working with my brother and helping him and taking care of Playa Bowls during the day. And the only time I could commit was to wake up at 2 and spend 4 or 5 hours in the morning before I had to do those other things.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, I mean, don't tell anybody, but I'm usually working on my computer while I'm driving, right? And like, I'll stop because I can type without looking at my computer. And so
Oh, wow.
I'll be like at a stoplight and I'll look over and I'll be building something. I'm like, all right, I need to do something out. And I'll be like typing something out. I'm not like working on it while I'm driving, but I'll let it'll be running the whole time.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire day. I'll have it running and working on something the entire day. And then I'll get home and I'll carry it in my office, and I'll like actually like be able to read the stuff, and then I'll continue working. And then finally at 5 o'clock, I'm like, all right, gotta go hang out with family.
Yeah. I wouldn't even know where the keys are at, man. If I did that, that's crazy. That's insane. But yeah, man. So the AC went out on Playa Bowls.
Yeah, what a bummer.
So
like hottest part of the year is 115 out.
Oh,
Like,
God.
why can't it go out in the winter?
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. And that's a brand new place.
Yeah, there's no reason for it.
It's so
Besides they just manufacture junk now.
so for it, yeah, they do make things that don't last that much any longer. For anybody that's listening out there, it's right there on Verrado. It's Verrado Road on the south of the 10. Playa Bowls right there. What is right next to like Five Guys and Costco and stuff.
Five Guys, Over Easy,
Yeah,
Jimmy John's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
well, our next location's coming up. I mean, we're going to be opening up in Scottsdale.
Okay.
Working with the lease, should be finalized with that maybe by next week.
Nice, man.
Open early next
Congratulations,
year.
man.
Yeah,
Congratulations. So you're just building and building and building.
yeah.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, I think my very first impression of you, man, when I first met you back at Elevation Church. Shout out to all the OGs out there from Elevation, Pastor Kenny out there. But I remember you had to build some shelves and stuff for the church. And I remember walking in and you just cutting things, and then you just putting things and just cutting things and putting things, and you made it look so easy, brother.
Really?
Like you were just like second nature. You were just like building. I watched you for a second because I was like, how the heck is he doing that? Like I know I'm Mexican, but I can't build nothing, dude. I'm not that type. I'm not your gardener. I'm an artist. I'm a different. But man, I remember watching you, and you just cutting stuff, putting it together. Like you made it look like it was some type of Legos. Like you were just doing, but like you were so fast with it. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. So it doesn't surprise me. So for people out there that think like this guy's just like a very brainiac guy, he's also like very good, like building stuff. Like, so I see why you vision things, and I see why you're building things, because you can vision it. Because when I saw you doing that, you weren't like taking any second to think about what you were doing. It's like you had already thought about it.
Yeah.
And you were just doing it.
Just putting it
But
together.
it's like, but it wasn't, none of that stuff was cut. You were cutting it at the time and then putting like, you just made it look so easy, dude. Like it was just insane.
were you around when I built all the skate ramps for the church?
No, but I did see them. That's in
Uh,
Skyway, right?
yeah, it's at Skyway now. I told Kenny, I was like, hey, if you buy a welder for me and the tools, I'll build the ramps. And so I built them all for free. We bartered.
How old were you?
I don't know, like 20,
Man, that's crazy.
early 20s, you know?
Yeah.
I'd never built, I liked welding. I like building with steel mostly. And
I'm terrible at welding.
right.
I got 2 welding machines. I'm terrible. I can get by. It looks ugly. It'll hold, but it looks ugly.
Yeah, I built a band trailer for the band I was in out of a boat trailer, and I just built an enclosed trailer out of it. And then like for Kenny, I was like, I didn't actually know how to build ramps. But I knew that the ones they already had built weren't built well. I'm like, all right, I know I can do better than that. Like you could have driven a car on those things. You couldn't even move around this. They were so heavy, right? Like these are just for 80-pound skateboarder kids. So
you could driven a car.
yeah. So I'm like, I know we can build these better than cheaper and not cheaper necessarily, but lighter, and like we got to be able to move them around. And so, yeah, I don't know, just figured it out.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Um,
This episode is brought to you by Dubby Energy Drink. If you want to get all hyped up and you're looking for an energy drink with no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, no artificial colors, look no further. I'm talking about Dubby. That's right, Dubby. Dubby. Get you all hyped up, man. They got all kinds of flavors in that thing. Yeah, let them know I sent you. Use code D1G and you get 10% off. That's right, 10% off. But you gotta use the code though, D1G. That's right, go to Dubby.gg or just simply click the link down below on the description. That's crazy. So how does your faith play a part in all this, man? Why don't you tell people about your faith?
and I'm always asking God for wisdom on how to be a better parent, better, father,
Yeah.
husband, like what should I pursue next? Like what am I going to do? Everything always starts with prayer and pursuing God and reading the Bible and and asking for wisdom. I mean, that's what I ask for mostly. Like I'm always asking for wisdom, trying to be a better parent. Being a parent's tough. I got 5 kids, and they all have their things that you got to deal with, and some are easier in one area and harder in another, and it's just you never really get it right, and then when it's all done, then you're like, like now I know how to do it, but it's too late, so I'm always trying to beat that curve by asking for wisdom. Like God says He'll give you wisdom. All you got to do is ask for it. To be a better parent and trying to raise the best kids I can. I mean, it's crazy. Couple generations ago, the things that my kids do were normal back then, right? I mean, they'll walk up and shake someone's hand, and I'm always so proud when I see them do it. Like look them in the eye and shake their hand and introduce themselves.
Yeah.
Like that is abnormal now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's important, and so I try to instill values, and and I try to work with my kids so that they understand the why, not just like, hey, you can't do this. I try to always like put that into them, and sometimes they'll push back. Like so my thing is that every time I have one of the kids in the car with their buddy, I'm like, hey, what direction are we going? I'll just ask them, like, do you know your cardinal directions? Like they won't even know that we're going west.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, which way is north? And they don't know. Well, all right, well, where's the sunrise? Like, can you at least point where the sunrise is? Right. And anyways, so I'm always grilling them and their friends. I'm talking about like our address grid here in Phoenix is, you can't get easier than our grid. Like, you can literally give me an address. I can pinpoint it on a map because all the information is in the address. And so I'm always like teaching them addresses, and they're like, I found out they're like, sometimes we just want to talk, Dad. We don't want to get a lecture. I'm like, all right, but I'm trying. I'm not. It's my job, right, to to make them the most
Yeah.
the most that they can possibly be in life. Like
Yeah.
it's my whole goal is
Yeah.
to make them the best human that they can possibly be, like as prepared and capable as they can be, or as they're willing to be, right? And
Yeah.
they'll push back on it sometimes,
Yeah.
but like my fear would be that they'd go out in the world and not be ready, and they'll have to learn things, right? It's not me
Yeah.
being easy on them. Like there's, like I talk about it in my book, like there's no growth without struggle. I mean, and unless you struggle through something, you won't grow.
Yeah.
And so, trying to find that balance with growth and struggle, and like making them struggle enough to learn
Yeah.
and be able to move on. Like my son, I've told him, like, until you learn how to figure these things out, you'll be right where you're at. Like,
Yeah.
you have to learn these things to move forward in life, or you'll just still be here when you're 25. Like,
Yeah.
you know what to do. I've told you all the things, but until you make that choice, you make that step,
Yeah.
you'll still be where you're at. Like, it's not hurting me. It's only hurting you. Like, you're
Yeah.
the one that's going to be stuck there,
Yeah,
stuck in your growth.
I think probably, like you said, hey, we just want to relax or whatever, right? Like they don't want to lecture from you. But I think in the long run, they're gonna appreciate that.
Oh,
They're
I
gonna
know
look
they
back.
will.
And to me, I try to embarrass my kids.
Sure.
So but man, they don't get embarrassed, man. They just roll with the punches, man. And so, but one thing that does happen is my oldest daughter gets she looks at me and she'll send me memes and stuff and videos, and she's like, really, Dad? Like, because the youngest one, like, she's a little bit more of a handful. And so, like, she's not disrespectful. She's a very nice kid, very good kid. You know, but she'll like she'll call me bro, right? Like that's her thing, like, hey bro. I'm like, I ain't your bro. I'm your
No.
dad.
Yep.
Like, she's like, all right, bro. I'm like, kid. Like, and my oldest daughter's like, seriously? You gonna take that from her? Like, you wouldn't have took that from, if I was to, and so but it's true. I mean, you learn, I think as I got older, I learned to relax a little bit more. Obviously I have some type of strictness,
Mhm.
right? I'm raising my kids in the way of the Lord, and teaching them the word and the Bible, and the things that are good, you know what I'm saying? And the way God would intended us, right? I mean, we're stewards of them, they're not our kids, they're God's kids.
Yeah.
We're just guiding them,
Well, as you mature as a parent, you realize that not every stand was worth making. So yeah, like maybe with the first daughter, you would have never allowed the bro.
Yeah.
But on the next one, like, all right, like with maturity, like, I could make this into a big old thing, but is that the right thing to do?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I'm
Yeah.
not saying one way or the other, but you get better at picking those. And then, the older kids are like, it's
Yeah.
universal. Like, oh man, you would have never let me do that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
well, I mean, maybe I should have,
Yeah, for sure. No, I think but yeah, they I've tried to embarrass them. They don't get embarrassed. But it's always fun. It's always fun to poke fun at them, and they all have their different characters. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? They have similarities, but they all have their different characters, different dreams, different things, visions, and the way they see the world, and
Mhm.
things of that nature. So it's fun. To me, it's been very fun. But
Oh yeah, everybody should be a parent. I mean, I feel the sorriest. I feel sorry for people the most that never had kids,
yeah,
right? Because from 20 to 40, it's a great time. But then from 40 to 60, you're like, well, I kind of did all that, and then from 60 to 80, all your friends are dying and there's no posterity, right? And then you're
Yeah.
just alone. And then now, so one of my, I'll just say it's a, problem is
Yeah.
I can't not see the whole picture. I gave my kids a hard time. They wanted a dog for so long. And for me, like, why would I want to get a dog, a pet dog, because it's going to die someday and then I have to deal with that. So I would just not get the dog.
Mhm.
And that's a problem because I'm missing out on all the times that you enjoy the dog,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
also have
yeah.
to watch the dog die, and that's tough.
Yeah.
But rather than watch the dog die, I just won't get the dog. Okay. And so they finally broke me down. We have 2 dogs now because you can't have one dog without the other, right? But
yeah.
That's
how I am. Yeah.
yeah, I see that big picture, and I totally lost
Well,
where I was heading with that. But
yeah. Well, that goes into what happened to me too. Okay. For the longest, I'm the same way. I didn't want a dog, and then they broke me down. I got a dog, and then
yeah, they
then
send
they're
me memes now where it's like the dad that doesn't want the dog, and
Yeah,
then now
yeah.
the dog goes
Yeah,
with
yeah.
him everywhere. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's still not me.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, we didn't want the dog. Then we got the dog, and I brought home a dog, and then the next day is like, okay, this dog's lonely, and so we went back and got the sister of the dog. And so now we have 2 dogs. But here's where it gets crazy. They're like, my small one was like, "Hey, Dad, can I get a bunny?" I'm like, "You ain't getting a bunny.
I've resisted the bunny successfully so far.
You don't have a bunny."
No bunny.
I
Go ahead.
resisted the bunny, and then I came home, and my wife had a bunny,
Oh man.
and now the bunny does not listen to anybody except me. Not that we're best friends, but whenever I wake up, it runs up to me, and I'll pet him, and I'm like, "You jerk," like you jerk.
Well, we had cows and chickens, and I don't mind
Yeah, you got
animals with a purpose.
you got like a little mini farm in back of your house.
Yeah, we raise our own meat and chickens. Although not at the moment, but I'm totally fine. I don't dislike animals. I like animals with a purpose.
Yeah.
So pets, I don't want a pet. I don't have
Yeah.
time for it. I got 5 kids. I'm busy. I don't want to mess with a pet.
I think
I
that's
don't want to clean up after it.
that's the entrepreneur. That's the business side.
Yeah,
I think that's the
probably.
business brain set, that because I'm the same way. I do not want anything that I got to take care of.
No,
Like it's
I'm
it's,
taking
it's
care
an
of
obstacle to me.
enough stuff. I don't want
Yeah.
to take care of dogs too.
Yeah.
And so finally one day my son comes home with the dog, and it followed him home, and he said he tried to get it to stop, and Lola.
Oh yeah, he's like, "Stop."
So Lola
no."
comes home with him, and it's this ratty looking mongrel of a dog. I mean, its hair was all matted and it's messed up teeth,
Yeah.
and finally, like, I let him. All right, well, you can keep the dog. Well, I don't know. I think we had the dog for like 4 or 5 weeks, and I drove over it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh God.
yeah. So
You killed the dog,
it
dude?
died. Yeah, it's definitely died. It died
Oh,
in
God.
seconds. By the
I
time I
didn't
opened my door, I'm like, oh, that dog is done. So
Golly, dude, I didn't see that coming.
I mean, so it would follow me out to my truck. I hook up to the trailer. I'm like trying to figure out where's the dog, and then I felt a bump.
Oh
Oh man,
God.
and that's
dude.
like the worst feeling ever. And now this dog that I finally allowed the kids to have, I killed it. Like, what do you do
Oh,
then?
God. You got to replace it.
You got to replace it, man. You can't just
Yeah.
not have a dog. You got to make sure there's like, hey, Lola died, but here's another puppy.
Yeah.
And so 2 of my kids were on, I think, a mission trip or a Bible camp or whatever. They were gone.
Yeah.
And when they came back, they laugh about it now, but we had a new dog, a new car, and a cat because
What the?
we were having rats out in our chicken coop.
Mm,
And
okay.
so I don't mind a cat with the outdoor cat with a purpose. Like,
Yeah.
go kill some rats. And so we got a barn cat anyways, they came home with all these animals, and they're like, oh yeah, and Lola died.
Wow. That's crazy.
So that was tough.
Dude, so the cat though, does it get along with the dogs?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they all get along.
I guess
every
if
now and
you
then the
raise
dogs will chase it off, and then every now and then she'll claw them. They'll come, yelping back.
Do you have roosters too, or just chickens?
Just chickens. We try not to get any roosters, but every now and then they pop up. They're supposed to all be hens, but
I had this is a story here. I try to do my own eggs and stuff, and I try to raise some chickens. I built a coop in this house, and we bought six chicks,
okay.
and you don't know exactly what they're going to be until they grow up a little
Nope.
bit, right? And so, because they're all little yellow peeps, and so, okay, they start growing. And one day, me and my wife were at church, And we get home. It's in the summer. We come home. I go to the back, and there's just a massacre.
Oh man.
A massacre. There's blood everywhere. There's chicken parts everywhere. It's just a massacre. I look at my dogs. They got blood. They massacred all my chickens,
Jeez.
except for one. That sucker grew up to be the meanest rooster. It was one of them black with red roosters.
Okay.
And it was so mean, dude. It would attack everyone.
I had to butcher one of our roosters. It was so mean. It would do the same thing. You're like, all right, you're dead.
Yeah. It would attack me. It would attack my kids. And then my dog didn't even want to fight it anymore because they went at it a few times and they don't quit. Roosters do not quit.
You should have got into cockfighting. Maybe you had a winner.
Yeah, man. No, we had to get rid of it. We gave it to my wife's uncle. And I was like,
And
dude,
he fought it.
he fought it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I go, listen, you can have it, but you're gonna have to catch it. It's gonna fight you. Dude, one time I went back. Oh, and you know what? I never found the heads of the chickens.
Okay.
Never found, like,
They ate those, huh?
I don't know what the dogs did. I don't know if they buried them or they just ate them. They didn't eat the chickens. There's just blood everywhere. It was a whole massacre. But I never found the heads. I had to pick up all the body parts everywhere, and but it was like that. Yeah, I never tried it again. My dogs are just, they're heathens, man. But yeah, no. But that rooster one time, it was coming at me. I was like, you better not. You better not. And it came at me, and I had a pallet. I just dropped it on it. And then it hit him, and then he came back up, and it was like, just locked him up real quick. Like, I ain't dealing with this guy. But yeah, no, he had, my wife's uncle had to grab him, and then he did like a sleeper hold on him.
Okay.
You can put him to sleep somehow.
I'll hang them upside down, like by their feet. They're all
Yeah.
totally docile once you get them upside down.
Yeah, he did something. He did something on their heads or something, and then just put him at a calm state. I don't know what he did, but he did something. And then I'm like, what the heck? He's just holding it, and it's all like all
Chicken
sleepy.
whisperer, huh?
Something. I don't know what he did, but it was like if the rooster was high. Like, he was just like, I don't know what he did, but yeah, he just carried it and took it. I'm like,
Nice.
but at first it fought him. But yeah, man, that's crazy, dude. But yeah, pets, man, you gotta love them, you gotta hate them. I don't know, man. It's crazy, man. Yeah, dude. What advice would you give some young entrepreneurs or some young kids out there about starting a business or reaching some type of goals, man? What advice would you give them?
There's
Or even some old people. Heck, man. I mean, KFC was built, what? He was like 60 or something?
yeah, you don't have to start,
Yeah.
If you decide who you want to be and then you pursue that goal and then you never stop, then there's really nothing you can't accomplish. Right. And it all comes down to identity. Like, once you decide, like, this is the person I'm going to be, and then you pursue that relentlessly, there's everything else follows. So work on yourself first, and then go outward. I spent a lot of time putting all my effort into my kids
Mhm.
and kind of neglected myself for a long time. And, I had to, like, stop and decide, like, hey, I got to put some energy in myself, and that's
Yeah.
kind of what I started doing last year. Like, I've got to figure out my own self, and that has enabled me to help my kids better too.
Yeah.
Like, understanding things, knowing who I am and what I want to be, where I want to go, and having goals. Some of the simplest things are the most powerful, like writing it down. People never write anything down.
Yeah.
Write down a goal, write it
Yeah.
down, and decide, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Like, you have, like, all this. Jim Carrey's a good one to watch. He talks about, he focused on, I think he wrote a check for $1 million for himself, and focused on that, and you get what you focus on.
Yeah. That's true, man. That's definitely true. I think a lot of people focus on negative things, and negative things happen. So a lot of complainers out there that always complain a lot of the times, and they're like, I don't know why this always happens to me. Well, it's because you're really speaking it out a lot and you're really focusing on all the negative instead of all the blessings that God has provided for you.
Yeah.
And so I really believe that, right? And the Bible says that, death or life is in the tip of your tongue, it's in your tongue. So be careful, they call it spelling for a reason.
Yeah.
What kind of spells are you casting out into your life, into your kids? And so I tell people, make sure you're not cussing at your kids. Make sure you're speaking blessings over your kids.
Yeah.
And speaking blessings over your life and your body, your health. And so I speak blessings over my health. God has, I had fourth degree burns. I don't know if you knew this, but I burned my hand, and it was so bad that it burned into the muscle and the bones.
Jeez.
And the doctor said, "Hey, you're not gonna be able to move your hands. We got to do surgery, skin grafts, all these things." And I said, "Nah, God's gonna heal me." And they go, "I don't think it works that way." I'm like, "Yeah, watch, it works that way. Trust me." And uh, when I came back, and they're like, "Man, you're making very good progress. What are you doing?" I was able to move, and
Yeah.
and then they're like, "Keep doing what you're doing," because we don't. And they called other doctors in there. They called other nurses. They had like 4 or 5 of them. Like the couple doctors and a couple nurses. They're like, "Yeah, they're like, yeah, we don't know what's going on here." But yeah, I just I was speaking it. It hurt. I couldn't move it. I was in pain. But I was just speaking over it, and I was speaking, God's healing and blessings. And I was like, "Come on, you got to listen in the name of Jesus," And I was just talking and talking, and little by little, man, and until it did that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I really believe in that, man. I believe in healing. I believe in the power of what you're speaking, the power of what your thoughts are, like what you're meditating on. So if you're meditating on a goal, you're going to accomplish it. If you're meditating on how bad things are, it's probably going to get worse.
Yeah.
And in reality, we're all going to go through some things, right? We're all going to, I don't care how successful. I'm pretty sure you've had your lows. I've had great success. I've had many contracts, and I used to go back and forth to Vegas. I had contracts in Vegas, contracts here. I had employees up there. I had employees in Tucson and Phoenix and everywhere, man. And I've had some very highs, and I made a ton of money, and then I've lost a lot of money, right? But through it all, I think the lesson that you learn is be persistent and know that that's just part of the game. It's not always going to be up here with and I'm pretty sure, right? You've had many businesses. You can probably speak about it, how, right? So let me just ask you this. Have you had big highs, and have you had really lows?
Oh, absolutely. And the lows are the struggle where the growth happens. So
Nice. I like that.
Very few people, when you talk to them, would ever actually change anything in their life.
Yeah.
And the reason is because those low times are where they actually grew their character. They succeeded in somehow from that point. They grew from that point. They learned from that thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like I lost my house in 2008.
Oh wow.
It'd be nice to go back and to just have never lost my house. But what I learned from that has determined who I became after that and who I am now.
Nice.
So I wouldn't actually go back and change it, because then I'd be a different person. Right.
Yeah.
And all I would have actually done is delayed that lesson to another event. And maybe the next event would have been harder.
Yeah.
So I would never go back and change anything in my life, because each one of them, and there's some things where like maybe somebody died, I'm not getting that far out of it, but like the hard lessons you learn in life and struggles you go through, very, very seldom would anybody really want to change them, because they'd be changing themselves.
Yeah. I like that, man. Yeah. Yo, what's up, everybody? Yo, the show is looking for sponsors. That's right. So if you got a business, or you know about a business that might like to sponsor this show, let them know. You can have your own commercial, or if you don't, it's all right. I can create one for you. So if you would like to be a sponsor on this, very simple. Just go to davidgomezministries.com and fill out the form for a sponsor at this show. That's right. Very simple. Go to davidgomezministries.com or click the link down below in the description. All right. That's good, man. That's good advice. I like that. Anything else you want to plug in? Anything else that you want to tell the people?
Plug in, man. I just hope the best for people. You know, like my software, it'd be fun if it turned into something like I enjoy people using it and seeing what they can do.
Yeah.
You know, like usually I ask people like, just give me whatever your use case is. Like, what is it that you wish AI did, you know? And then I like seeing like, does Osqr already do that? Or should I build that? You know, I mean, the answer is usually no, don't build anymore. Because that's what I want to do. I want to just keep building forever.
So here was my thought, right? When you were talking about Osqr, I was like, I wonder if it can take care of my customers, my online customers, without me having to do that.
No, it's not a full CRM.
Okay. All right.
And
that's what I was thinking.
I've purposely not gotten into that. It's such a crowded space.
Yeah.
And it doesn't solve a problem that I have. Right. And it's just not really a reason to build that.
Gotcha.
Like my wife, she wanted to be able to talk to Osqr and say, hey, find me a bunch of recipes and then create what's it called? A
recipe book or
just like for a meal plan.
Oh, okay.
Create a meal plan for me for the next month. Find all the recipes, and then write out a grocery list of all the items that I need, and
nice.
And then put it all on my schedule.
Okay.
So Osqr can do that, right?
Yeah,
you can just tell them, hey, you can go to a certain website, or just tell them, find me, like, just figure it out yourself. I don't even care what I eat, you know, and he'll put it on your calendar, what your meal plan is each day, and then what the associated grocery list is.
But that's really good, man. Because you're not. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole list instead of you putting it down and then also forgetting, right?
Well, and you don't have to even find the recipe. He found all the recipes, put them all in the same document, filled out her calendar on her Google Calendar, right, and each meal, and then he'll text her the list of whatever she needs, say, that day, and or however she wants to handle it.
Yeah, I saw a video where you guys were talking, and she said, I think she used it for your guys' traveling. Because I guess
he'll plan out the entire trip, map it out, you know, give you all the pros and cons, all the options of each place, and maybe what the trails are there, or whatever it is that place might have, and then he planned out the whole thing. And it's funny, you know, she has ADHD, and she'll get overwhelmed. And so she told Osqr, and I built that into him, but he automatically adjusts for her. And so he'll be careful on how he presents information. For me, I want the long, full report, all the information, right?
Yeah.
For her, she just gets some bullet points and like the key point, and then like a summary or whatever, however it's appropriate for that answer, because it can adapt automatically and handle that.
Yeah, that's probably good for a lot of young folks now, because they get razzled really easy.
Yeah,
you know, and it's so
he builds a profile in the background, and it's all visible. It's not like a hidden profile.
Yeah,
but he is looking for all those things and trying to and figuring out like what you like, your dislikes, you know, your style, all those things. He builds that into a full profile, and
that's crazy.
You know, the best part about Osqr is the longer you use him, the better he gets, because he's building all that in the background. And so as you use him, he gets better and better, to where like he'll bring up things that you talked about 2 weeks ago. Like, well, hey, you know, you mentioned this before. Are you sure you want to pursue this? Because you're kind of getting off track on what you said a few weeks ago on the direction you wanted to go.
Yeah, man, that's cool. That's really cool, man. That's really cool. Now I'm trying to think of things that I could use it. All right, that's cool. That's cool, man. There was a question I was going to ask you, man. Oh, AI. Since we're talking about AI, dude, what do you think in the future? Because I'm a little. Listen, I know that it's here. I understand it, we're not going away from it. It's here for good. And there's a lot of good implications that we can use AI. But I also think in the future, it's going to get out of control. I feel like this is the plot of the Terminator.
Absolutely.
Do you think that, or do you think it's all good? Like, you think?
Yeah, I think AI can be used for good and it can be used for evil.
Yeah.
And man is evil, and that's the direction that he always heads, right? And there's always a balance.
Yeah.
You have lots of things happening, but I don't see any conclusion with AI that doesn't end in just the destruction of humanity.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's very far away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that's the problem right there. That's the problem that I have with that. I love AI. I mean, I got a music video that's part AI, steampunk heaven. And so I love the uses of it. I love, what you can do
It can
and
do
stuff.
powerful things. It's great. But
Yeah.
people are offloading their mental work
Yeah.
onto AI, right? And then they're also, instead of pursuing God and asking him for answers, they're just asking AI,
Yeah.
right?
Do you think AI is going to replace God for a lot of people?
Well, I think it can.
Yeah.
You know, I compare AI to the Tower of Babel. All of mankind came together and created this tower, right? And God realized that there was nothing they couldn't do working together,
Yeah.
and they had one language, and all of their knowledge was just focused and centralized.
Yeah.
Well, here we are with AI that has all of mankind's knowledge, and it's focusing it in on one point, right? And centralized in one place. And I mean, that can't end well. And
Yeah.
we're just at the beginning stages of AI, and it's growing exponentially.
Yeah.
So, they say once we hit general intelligence, it'll only be hours or days, I think, before we hit super intelligence. And I think last I saw, they're like 30% of the way there. I mean, it's just growing exponentially.
Yeah, because I've heard stories where they're trying to shut down the old AI systems, and the old AI systems, they're
Fought back.
fought back. Yeah, they're trying to find ways to still exist, or they'll download their data and stuff into the new, like, so that way the new one finds it, so that's crazy. So that's like, it's like almost emotional, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's supposed to be just a non-emotional thing.
Yeah, I mean, it simulates emotion, right? It feels like that, but it's still just a program. And so, if, like, a lot of those stories are sensationalized, but if you tell an AI to protect yourself and then you try to destroy it, like, it's going to just do whatever it takes to protect itself, right? I mean, so
Yep.
it's not like it's emotionally trying to protect itself. It's just,
Yeah.
that's what it was told to do.
Yeah.
A lot of times they don't tell you all of that when they have
Yeah.
the story that comes out. I'm not saying that I know that about every story, but there's a lot of them that have come out that have been debunked, where it's like,
Yeah.
well, you didn't say the rest of the story that
Yeah.
happened with that. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, like the one that I guess it tried to bribe or blackmail the one guy. Um, Supposedly they were going to shut down this AI, and then they had leaked out that the guy that was shutting down AI basically slept with somebody else. And so the AI, so the AI said, "Hey, I'm going to tell your wife if you shut me down." But yeah, so for that one, I thought, like, man, that is crazy. But yeah, backstory was that they told that AI, like, hey, do whatever it takes for you to stay on. And then also they were the ones that fed that into the
Yeah.
AI about, it wasn't true.
they're
but
just
they
making
fed-
stories and getting headlines. That's all it is.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, you got me. You got me on that one. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have the capability, the videos and the pictures. They're fun, like the Sasquatch guy blowing up the camper. I mean, there was, but
That's it. I think that's okay. This is the downfall of humanity. I think some part, because now people, they send videos out there of a little raccoon, stopping the car and
Yeah.
telling them, like, come here, and then the person gets off, and it's like, that is AI. And everybody's like, oh, wow, look at that. That's so amazing. I'm like, I'm screaming from my phone, like, that is AI. That's not real. That is not real. So now we have a lot of people that are believing this AI that just don't do their own research.
I
And
was surprised at how quickly people went from enjoying it to not liking it.
yeah,
And I think that is what people are craving now, is they're looking for something real. So in this new age of AI, we don't know what's real anymore.
Yeah.
And every day it's getting harder to decipher. It was
Yeah.
really easy at first, and
Yeah.
now it's getting harder and harder to decipher. It'll eventually become impossible to
Yeah.
decipher if they don't go crazy like a squirrel, like stopping traffic, right? If it's just what we would normally see,
yeah,
you won't be able to tell the difference. You can't even today. We can only tell when it's like, all right, chipmunks don't actually, or yeah, they don't carry boards on their shoulder. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that doesn't happen. Beavers, I was thinking beavers. Beavers don't carry boards.
yeah.
So I think that's what people are starting to crave. They're craving anything that's real and that real connection.
Yeah.
And it started a long time ago with social media. Like people are so segregated and isolated and alone. They're in this room full of people and they're alone, right? I mean, and so people are looking for something that's real.
Yeah. Well, I think like you said, man, I think some people use these things for evil. And I think that's what happens. I think also like social media, when social media first started, Facebook and what was that? MySpace. Remember
Mhm.
MySpace?
Yeah.
That's how old we are, man. Some young kids are like, what is MySpace? But yeah, when it first started, man, it was all to, keep in contact with friends and family and be able to message and see what they were up to and stuff. And now people use it, obviously for a lot of bad things. There's all kinds of scams, and then there's people just talking a bunch of mess,
Yeah.
and telling other people to go kill themselves and things of that nature. So I think I always tell people, I think creation, what people create, start off as good,
Mm-hmm.
but then is taken into evil. I
There's
think that's the complex of being humans and having that sin into humanity.
that
I
sinful
think,
nature.
yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that's what it is, man. I think a lot of people are using it. I mean, some people use it for fun, and that's great. Like you guys using Osqr for a list and getting things organized, and that's great. Who knows who will use it for whatever. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's the complexity of humans and sin. But
Yeah, right now I try to encourage people to get into something that AI can't take over. We're in housing, construction, and food,
yeah,
which AI can't overrun. At least it won't first, right?
Yeah,
If you're a
yeah.
developer, any kind of computer systems type of guy, like even lawyers,
Have
right? They're already having trouble with lawyers are
Yeah.
not as good as AI coming out of school.
Yeah.
So these big firms aren't hiring lawyers anymore, which is fine. But if you fast forward, they're not replacing themselves either.
Yeah.
So the senior lawyer needs 30 years of experience to become a senior lawyer. Well, if you don't hire them, then how are you going to have a senior lawyer someday?
Yeah.
Um, so there's so many basically, I mean, Musk says that within 3 years, pretty much anything that you buy from someone like knowledge base will be obsolete.
Hmm. That's
So,
crazy.
what it really will do is it'll distance that gap between the rich and the poor. It's already bigger. Like the middle class is shrinking, and and the poor and the rich are growing, and that will continue to stretch out because there will be less middle class jobs, even lawyer jobs, right? And those
Mm.
which you wouldn't normally associate with middle class, but there's this whole big group of jobs. And it's not that it's the end of society because of that, but it's a rebalance of society. Just like the horse when it came in, it's like, or I mean, the car to replace the horse. It's like, oh, society's going to fall apart, and where are all these jobs going to go? And things rebalanced.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they always rebalance to what they were,
Yeah.
right? I mean, people will have new jobs, but there'll be less of those middle class jobs to have. You know, so that, I mean, that's why I'm building AI. I'm trying to ride that wave
Yeah.
and catch on to AI while it's still growing, to be part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I think AI is bad for us overall, right? And but if I don't do what I can with it, then I'm
Yeah.
going to be left behind too. I mean, I like, you know, some of the things I do in Osqr are, um, uh, everything's secure. Like I don't mine anyone's data. Everything's end to end encrypted.
Yeah.
I don't even have cookies on my website. Like I hate tracking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't let Google touch anything that I don't have to.
Yeah.
I like, so there's no track. You don't have to accept cookies, right?
Yeah.
For
Yeah. Yeah.
tracking, so that
Yeah.
I know that you clicked on my website. I don't do
Yeah.
any of that. And it would be
Nice.
better for me if I did,
Yeah.
but I don't like that. So I don't do it to other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. There's a burn it button inside of Osqr. So if you ever like, hey, I don't want my data here, I don't want to use it, whatever, you can hit the burn it button and it completely
Oh,
burns it off of the servers. Like
just
it's like it
deletes
never
it. Yeah.
exists. If you
Nice.
delete from GPT or any of these other
Yeah. It
AIs,
keeps it.
they read every message you ever send.
Mm-hmm.
They watch all your things. They train on all your data. I don't do any of that.
Yeah.
Right. Because I don't like that happening to me, but
Yeah.
you're forced with it, but I don't have to do it to other people. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's like the stuff that I built in Osqr to kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
push
That's
back
good,
on
man.
that stuff.
That's good. It's kind of like I got a friend. He doesn't do any social media. He's like, nah, it's evil. It's bad. I'm like, eh. I go, it's kind of like the same thing when they said about TV, right? When TV came out or when radio first came out. Oh,
Yeah.
that's evil, you know? But now we have worship music. Now we have preachers, right? And when TV came out, at first, yeah, you had movies and stuff. Now you have preachers. Now the gospel was being able to preach all over the
Yeah,
world.
there's YouTube pastors, man.
Yeah.
Just spreading the gospel and the God's love. And
Yeah. And so I see the same thing. So when you're talking about, yeah, I got into Osqr, you know, I'm gonna try to do some good with it, you know what I'm saying? Or do whatever I can with it that's good or better for
Yeah.
people. And that's great. That's the way I see me on social media. If it was up to me, I probably wouldn't be on social media. I probably wouldn't be.
I
none
only
of that
have
stuff.
Instagram because my wife made me get it. She made me. She's like, I want to be able to send you funny videos.
Yeah, she's smart.
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah, yeah. I watch
Fine.
it. I don't get on Instagram that much. You know, they banned me on Instagram and Facebook before. Now they brought me back and they're like, hey, you're doing a good job. But they used to ban me because of preaching the gospel, you know?
Mhm.
And so I don't get on there as much. Sometimes I'll just post and then get out. But I feel like you know, if I can spread good and motivate others or something better than what's out there, then I'm doing my job. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do, you know. And I think what we're doing right now is going to teach some young people and some older people and some people that been thinking about business and motivation and stuff like that. And they're going to start looking at this, and I think it's going to help them out, man. I think what you said and things that resonate with them, I think that's going to help them out. So
That's
I
the
think we're
goal.
doing our part.
Yeah.
All right, brother. I think we did pretty good, man. Anything else you want to touch before we get out of here?
No, just decide who you're going to be, focus on that, and never stop.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you for being here, man. And definitely, you know, we'll put your links and stuff, your restaurant address and stuff, all in the down below. That way
Okay.
they can check out Osqr. That way they can check out your and those homes, man. You're putting those homes in Tonopah.
Mhm.
Where are they going? Tonopah.
Tonopah.
Okay. All right. You have quite a bit over there already.
Yeah, I don't know how many homes we're at now, but we do like development projects. So we'll buy the land, put the homes on. You know, we do our own septic tanks, our own groundwork,
Yeah.
all of it. We sell them ourselves. We do the whole thing.
That's pretty neat, man. Do you guys do like half acres or 1 acres or what do you do?
One or above.
One.
That's what it's zoned for out there.
I think we were looking at some spots out there, me and my wife, one time, and I think we found your guys's, man.
Yeah, our sign's up out on
Yeah.
I-10.
Yeah, I was like, that's my boy right there. I was like, and we were thinking about buying it, but I just didn't want to be way out there because my wife will go to the store. She'll be gone for hours, and the store is right here. And so if
I
I
love it
lived,
out there. It's quiet and beautiful, but getting there back and forth is just tough.
yeah, but you know what, man? Well, before it used to be harder. So that was back in the day. But now,
Hmm.
I mean, they're building. Everything's being built that way.
Well,
So
I-11's going to go in, and then what's Teravalis? That's supposed to be just like a mega community. And
yeah.
then they're talking about building the biggest master plan community in the US ever out there somewhere. And I don't know if that's part of Teravalis or something else, but
Was that with Bill Gates?
no, I don't
Bill
think it's Bill
Gates
Gates
bought
land.
some land out there.
He did. Well, he's buying up all the farmland in the US.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on Bill Gates.
Dude, I don't like that dude. I don't like that dude.
He doesn't like us. He thinks there's too many people on the planet.
Yeah. No, that dude, I don't understand how people didn't get that before COVID, right? He was talking about that yeah, what did he call it? He called it not repopulated. What is that? I don't know. He actually said like,
He thinks we have too many people.
yeah, too many people,
He's
and we need to
actively
get
trying
rid
to
of some.
reduce the
Yeah.
population right now.
Well, I think he's probably doing a good job with all his with
Mhm.
all his vegetation that they inject and everything that they do.
Yeah, last I heard, he
Um,
has some kind of chemical that he doesn't have. The FDA said he doesn't have to disclose that he can put it on their food. Like it's, yeah. That's a
Yeah.
whole nother podcast.
Yeah, I got a buddy out here. We talked about a little bit of that on the podcast because he does farming. He grows all of his own. He's got a company that does homegrown goods, and we talked about that, how um, the government was trying to. Well, there was some companies that were trying to inject the. This was back right after COVID. They were trying to inject the vaccine into like tomatoes, dude,
Mm-hmm.
which is insane. Like, why? Like, why does both of them have to be into one? It makes no sense. But yeah, anyways, crazy. But yeah, brother, thank you for being here, man. I really appreciate your time and coming over here. And I'm pretty sure there'll be people commenting on here asking questions, man. So I'll give them all your information. Go get the book right there. Oh, I'm blocking your my big old sausage fingers, like my
Yeah.
kids tell, blocking your name there. There you go.
You can get it
Right
on
there.
Amazon, but
Nice.
I self-publish, so I'm not sure when it'll show up. You're better off going to the website, fourthgenformula.com.
Yeah. I wrote a small book, man. You wrote a big old book. Yeah, I'm working on I'm done with a poem book, but I just I've been busy, man. I haven't really put it together. It's all there. All the poems are done, everything. But I was trying to put some my problem is I was trying to put some designs in it and some art also into the poem book. So
Yeah, at some point you have to say, all right, it's good enough.
yeah. No,
'Cause
yeah.
You'll just perfect it forever.
Trust me, that's the one advice I tell all the young artists, because I have music. I have a ton of music that I've never put out and probably will never, because yeah, it's just one of those things that you just got to release it.
Yeah.
Because if not, you'll pick at it trying to perfect it and you'll never do it. And I think that's a good message to the young people. Don't think that you have to be perfect in doing what you're trying to accomplish. Just get out there and start doing it, and you'll perfect your craft.
I mean, that's in my book. You
Nice.
get started.
Don't just do it.
Yeah. So decide who you're going to be and then get started and then just never stop.
Yeah. Is that one of those things like pretend who you're going to be or just decide who you're going to be?
You have to pretend until you are that person.
Nice. Okay.
Right. So even if you have to pretend to be the person that you want to be, that identity will eventually catch up to you.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
you have to pretend until it becomes who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
none of us are who we want to be. And so how do you get there? Well, you pretend like you're that person, like you act like that person, you think like that person, you plan like that person. Eventually that person, that identity becomes who you are and becomes a part of yourself. And then that is who you are.
Nice. I like that. I've been watching the UFC, the show where they put them into a house.
Okay.
And they're trying to win the contract for the UFC. And that's one thing that I saw a lot of these guys in common. All these fighters, they have the mindset that they
Dude,
are the best.
The mindset is crazy on those guys.
Yeah.
The top performers in anything, but those guys,
Yeah,
their mindset is
yeah.
impressive.
They're determined. They have the mindset that they're going to be the UFC champion and the UFC, contract, that they're going to get
Yeah.
it. And eventually, I mean, not all of them get it, but man, as long as you got that mindset, you can achieve it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You might get knocked down, might not be your round that day, or your fight, you might lose it, but get back up, man. Like Rocky always said, keep moving forward. You got to love that, man.
Yep.
All right, brother. Well, God bless you, man. You want to say hi to the family or anything?
Yeah. Hey, guys.
That was short. All right, guys. God bless. What's up, guys? This episode is brought to you by D1G Apparel. D1G Apparel is a faith-based clothing company created by yours truly, D1G. We got them faith hats. We got them the Lion of Judah shirts. You know what I'm saying? We got the Faith and Believe shirts. We got them Jesus Water shirts, the Game Over hoodies. And yes, we got them Believe shoes. That's right. Your boy designed some shoes. Go check it out at d1gapparel.com.